It's one of those times where finally the quiet part has been said out loud. We all don't want to acknowledge it, but it looks like that's where this is headed when they can't take down Trump. Did you know that Joe Biden approved deadly force, which means that Trump could have been assassinated when they raided Mar-a-Lago? Check this out.
The Biden administration authorizing the use of deadly force during the FBI's raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in August of 2022 as part of its investigation into classified records. That, again, according to court documents. Here's where things get very interesting. The order, according to a court filing, contained a policy statement regarding the use of deadly force, which stated, for example, law enforcement officers of the DOJ may use deadly force when necessary. According to the filing, the DOJ and FBI agents plan to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large size bolt cutters. But they were also instructed, according to the filing, to wear unmarked polo or collared shirts and to keep law enforcement equipment concealed.
RNC Research posted, did Biden's corrupt Department of Justice authorize the same when they retrieved the classified documents he was hiding in his home, Biden at his office and garage for decades? Or was, quote, deadly force, end quote, authorized only against President Trump? Now let's go ahead and read the actual document. Let me switch the screen for y'all. All right, it says, according to an operations order that was in quotes produced in Discovery, the FBI believe its objective for the Mar-a-Lago raid was to seize, quote, it's subjective. I'm sorry. I was over here wondering, like, wait, that didn't sound right. The FBI believed its objective for the Mar-a-Lago raid was to seize, quote, classified information, NDI, and U.S. government records as described in the search warrant, end quote. The order contained a, quote, policy statement, end quote, regarding, quote, use of deadly force, end quote, which stated, for example, quote, law enforcement officers of the Department of Justice may use deadly force when necessary, etc., end quote. And that's what you guys see right there highlighted. At the U.S., the agents plan to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large size bolt cutters. But they were instructed to wear unmarked polo, collared shirts. Yeah, they was out there trying to be camouflage and be slick. So they did not go to the judge for a motion to compel. Motion to compel means a motion, it asks the court to order either the opposing party or a third party to take some action. This sort of motion most commonly deals with the discovery disputes when a party who has propounded discovery to either the opposing party or a third party believes that the discovery responses are insufficient. And rather they used a huge show of FBI force. These Biden searches, it also says here, first personal attorneys looked, then asked DOJ not to announce search. Then the DOJ and FBI searched at their leisure. Oh my God, y'all listen to this BS.
Rachel, Donald Trump is the single biggest threat to the progressive agenda in this country in their lifetime. And they have tried everything else, as you and KT McFarland were talking about, to bring him down, and it has not worked. That's why they didn't go to the judge and get a motion to compel. He would have complied. That's why they didn't just simply go to the door and say, hey, we have a warrant. Give us these documents. We know right where they are. Instead, they went through Melania's clothes. And that's also why they brought in this incredible show of force. All anyone's talking about are 30 agents on the ground, but it would have taken hundreds and hundreds of agents to pull this off. And I guarantee you, they had planes in that sky. They were in D.C. watching this whole thing go down. They had boats in the water. And what did they think, that a gardener was going to come in a scuba suit and grab these documents? Seriously, a groundskeeper, and jump in the water and try to swim off with these documents?
The DOJ actually was conducting a search of the president's Wilmington home on Friday. It started at 9:45 in the morning and finished around 10:30 p.m. During that search, Department of Justice took possession of a bunch of materials that they deemed within the scope of their inquiry, and that included 6 items consisting of documents with classification markings and surrounding materials, some of which were from the president's service when he was in the Senate, and some from when he was vice president. Now, what is notable about this statement that we got from Bob Bauer is that DOJ requested that the search not be made public in advance, which is likely why we were not told about it on Friday. In the briefing room, we asked the White House press secretary why Biden was going to Rehoboth. It's the summer home he usually goes to. He fairly often goes to Wilmington, but hardly ever goes to Rehoboth these days. And we wondered why he was going to Rehoboth this weekend instead of Wilmington. He declined to comment. Now we know there was a search ongoing at that time. That's also notable because the president has faced criticism for the process here, where before this latest discovery, all the discoveries were made by the president's personal attorneys and then reported to DOJ.
So we know that they found documents previously at the Penn Biden Center. They found documents in his garage and his house, and now again in his house. It sounds like they think this time at least the house is clean.
And of course, Donald Trump reacted to this news when he found out and he learned about the DOJ authorized use of deadly force against him. And this is what he wrote, y'all. Wow! I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the quote icebox, end quote, and was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden's DOJ in their legal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago authorized the FBI to use deadly, lethal force. Now we know for sure that Joe Biden is a serious threat to democracy. He is mentally unfit to hold office. 25th Amendment. It's more than safe to say that they are willing to stop at absolutely nothing to make sure that Donald Trump does not step foot into the White House again. So much so that they want to do what we all said they wanted to do a long time ago, meaning the quiet part being said out loud. But Biden and the DOJ, they're terrified. They are, digging for straws at this point. They just barely scratching the surface out of the water in terms of all of the turmoil that they're wallowing in at this point. And I'm just more or less just terrified to actually see it in writing, to see that obviously it doesn't say, make sure Trump is gone, but it also says, hey, I don't mind if Trump is gone, and which is just as bad in my opinion. Is it possible that they can use evidence like this for articles of impeachment? I don't care if we in the last year. I don't care if we close in November. I don't care. And the sad part is, the worst part of it all, at least for me, is I don't think this is over. We getting closer and closer and nothing is working. And they're not done trying to get rid of him from being able to be in that position. Everything else has failed so far, man. Quiet part out loud. Which makes it even more interesting for this debate that they have coming up June 27th out here in Georgia. It is said that, I'm sorry, my fault, y'all, I had a brain fart. Imagine if Trump decided to go ahead and bring this up. I'm sure he will. I wonder what Joe Biden is gonna lie about this time. Honestly, the country is gonna watch this debate this time and kind of listen to everything Joe Biden says and take it with a grain of salt. At least those of us who actually did a little bit of research on some things. And what is being said in the comments is police are always allowed to use deadly force to protect themselves or a third party from serious physical injury or death. I never put into my warrants and suspect, what? This is what they wrote. It was just put as buzzwords to appoint the rank and file to what the bosses wanted. I get what he was trying to say. My fault, y'all. I'm not even gonna post that comment on here. But yeah, so I mean, they say that this is typically the norm. I don't know, but in my opinion, why would they authorize something like this? Only because it's like, what did you expect? What did you think was gonna happen? Biden, on the other hand, he's over here literally calling Trump who he is.
What's next for America?
Is this on his official account? Wow. A unified Reich? That's Hitler's language. That's not America's. He cares about holding on to power. I care about you.
He cares about holding on to power. Joe Biden cares about us. Really? Walk outside right now, go get some gas and ask yourself, does Joe Biden care about it? Walk outside, go get some groceries. Go ask yourself, does Joe Biden care? Walk outside. If you're in like Chicago or Texas, California, just walk outside and talk to them about the illegal immigrants and the illegal aliens crossing. Really, Joe Biden? I don't know, man. It reaches past, let them think differently. Let them believe what they want to believe in their own ideology and stuff like that. It reaches past that to a point to where it's like, are you serious? You just all cap. Nothing you say is the truth. Like, my opinion on your beliefs is you ass, okay? I can't even respect the difference of opinion, or not even difference of opinion, because what he was spewing out here, Mr. Biden, is just lies. Let me get up out of here, y'all. I'm just ranting at this point.